Hey friend, it is Kate here. Thank you so much for jumping on my channel and joining me for a class today. Now I have got a Yoga Sculpt class. For me, Yoga Sculpt is kind of about strengthening the muscles. It's like a Pilates yoga fusion class to some extent with more of a yoga sway to it, I suppose. We do use a block in this class. If you don't have one, you absolutely can do the class without it. Now I'm going to err on the side of caution and say this is probably closer to more of an advanced class. It's probably in that intermediate to advanced area, so if you're my intermediate crowd, know that this one is maybe a little bit more challenging than we're used to. If you're my beginners, of course, you know you can always join me for any class and just modify. I would hope by now, if you've taken a couple with me, you know that I'm all about doing whatever works best for you. Anyway, this one is a full body workout. We do hit just about every place in the body, and we use one of our handy little blocks throughout class. So, roll out your mat and let's get started. So as I mentioned in the intro, we are going to use a block. If you don't have one, you can do a majority of this class, but it'll definitely be helpful if you have one around. I've got mine off to the side for the moment so we can kind of set ourselves up. Maybe just take a moment here, close the eyes, maybe nod the head or drop the chin to the chest or even roll the shoulders, kind of just getting out any kinks, any kind of tension or tightness, and then just stand up tall and straight. Belly button in, low back long, lift the head a little higher, broaden across the chest. Take a big full inhale, drop your chin to chest, bend the knees, reach the top of the head down to the ground as you roll into a forward fold. Fingertips are heavy, it's just like you're draping down to the ground. Press into the feet as you roll yourself all the way up. Again, full inhale as you arrive. Exhale, chin to chest, bend the knees, drop, roll it down. And then pull yourself up. Last one, chin to chest, bend the knees, drop, roll it down. And then pull yourself all the way up. Take a big inhale, reaching your fingertips up to the sky, planting those feet down. Exhale, circle the hands down. Again, big inhale, reaching them up to the sky. Exhale, circle them down. One more time, up we go. Exhale, press it down and relax. Now we're going to grab one of our blocks, or honestly two. Just as an FYI, we're about to stand up tall on them. And if you've got a bigger foot than I do, you could just put both of your blocks together and stand on it. I just happen to have really small baby feet, so one foot fits on the block for me. But go ahead and take it underneath your right foot and take your hands to your hips. Now this is going to seem really simple, but I want us to be very focused on our hips, not letting one kind of drip up or down, but pulling our belly button in, lifting our head high. Now without moving whatsoever, I just want you to take a big inhale, and as you exhale, stamp deeper into that block, turning on the right leg, and then relax. Exhale, stamp deeper into the block, belly button in, and relax. Last one, just like that. Let it go. Now this time, stamp into it, stand up tall, and pick up your bottom leg, and then set yourself right back down. Press into the block, pick up that bottom leg, and set it down. Good, just like that, a couple of times. And as we go up and down, really focus on what's happening in the hips. Are you letting your left hip or right hip kind of come out of alignment? We want to keep it in place as much as possible. Last time, pick it up, drop it down, and relax. Go ahead and slide that block on to the other side so it is in front of your left foot, or both blocks if you need them. And then same thing here. Start by standing tall and straight, belly button in, head nice and high, big inhale. Exhale, squish the block, stamp down into it, let it go. Exhale, squish the block, stamp it down into it, let it go. 3 more, press it down and relax. 2 more, press it down and relax. Last one, press it down, pause, take a big inhale, exhale, pick up your opposite leg and drop it down. Exhale, pick up your opposite leg and drop it down. A couple more times, really focusing on lifting the knee up only so high as about your hip height, keeping those hips nice and level, trying to keep the shoulders even as well. Beautiful, my friends. Last time, pick it up, pause for a second, see if you can stand taller through the left side, big breath, And then drop everything down. Give it a wiggle, give it a shake. You're doing fabulous. And go ahead and take that underneath your right leg one more time. Now give it a good squeeze. Stand up tall, stand up straight, take a breath, and then push into the block, stand tall and straight, and flex the foot. Now if we need a hand on something, that's always okay. If you wiggle wobble, that's okay too. No big deal whatsoever. But from here, I want you to reach the heel nice and far away. Exhale, pull the belly button in, pick it up high. Inhale, reach the foot nice and far away. Exhale, pull it up nice and high. 2 more, send it off. Exhale, bring it back up. 2 more, reach it out. Exhale, tone the belly, pull it back up. Last one, reach it out, pause. Take a great, big, full inhale. And let it go. Shake it out, wiggle all you need to. Move that block to the other side, and we will repeat. Left foot on, hands on our hips wherever we need to. Stamp into it, pick up the leg high. Flex the foot, roll the shoulders back, top of the head up so high, so straight. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, belly button in, bring the thigh up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tone and pull. 3 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. 2 more away. Exhale, bring it in. Last one away. Exhale, bring it in. Pause, take a breath. And then set it down. Shake it out, wiggle all we need to. We're going to pick up that block now and bring it between our inner thighs. I want you to make sure you're pointing your toes forward. We're squeezing that block before we go anywhere, and it's very easy here to dump forward, for me especially. So I want us to focus on belly button in, lengthening out of the spine, and then from here we're going to sit back in our chair pose. Now, if you don't have a block, that's okay. Just bring the feet together. But I do want you to squeeze that block. Almost think about trying to rotate your inner thighs towards one another, almost as if you're trying to press that block straight out behind you. Your hips are reaching down. You're squeezing that block a little more. You're reaching your fingertips further away. Take a big, full inhale here. Big breath out. Another big, deep inhale. Great big breath out. One more time, and then simply forward fold, keeping the block in place, keeping the head reaching down to the ground, and a soft bend in the knees. It's not about straightening the legs right now. Find that length in the back of the neck. Let that head hang a little closer. Bend the knees, and then lift the hands up high and straight again for a great big chair pose once more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that block. Take a great big inhale. Exhale, breath out. Another big deep inhale. Exhale, breath out. One more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Again, soft bend in the knees. Just kind of sway and wiggle. No hurry, no rush. Last time to sit down in our chair pose, reaching those hips further away, sending our fingertips out, drawing the ribs together, and the entire time squeezing the block between the inner thighs. Take one more big, full breath. Let it go. Now from here, flip the palms and then send your hands nice and far behind you. Sink just a little further back. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lift the hands up. Inhale, set them lightly down. Exhale, lift the palms up. Inhale, set them down. 3 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 2 more, lift. Inhale, lower. Last one, lift, pause. Belly button in, low back so long, sit a little deeper, take a big inhale. We're going to pulse our hands up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Squeeze the block, reach the fingers further away, and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. 2 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Last time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Take a great big breath. Exhale, swim your hands forward, reaching them up to the sky. Inhale, take them right back behind you. Exhale, belly button and swim them up. Reach them as far away as you can, and then right back down behind you. 2 more, reach it up. Send it all the way down. Last one, reach it up, pause. Reach those fingers away, send those hips down further, lengthen through the spine, big deep inhale. Exhale, drop into a forward fold and remove the block from your inner thighs. And go ahead and take your feet wherever feels best. That could be together or even further apart than where they are now. We can sway the hips a little side to side, nod the head. Then we're going to drop it down to our hands and our knees. And from here, we are going to use our blocks in just a moment. You can keep them near the front of your mat. But let's go ahead and lightly cat and cow. Just at your own pace. No hurry, no rush. And then pause with the top of the head forward, your tail back, belly button up and in, big deep inhale. Knees can be together or apart, but sink back into a child's pose just for a moment. Head can touch the mat. Mine cannot because unfortunately my mic is in the way, but you can relax the back of your neck. Find that lovely big stretch. And then we're going to rise up to our hands and our knees and step our right foot forward. Go ahead and walk both of the blocks in and then take them on the highest height. If you have longer arms than me and you can do them a little bit lower, that's okay, but I really want you to think of being able to actively press into the blocks and lift the belly button away from the top of the thigh. Now, depending on your body, you might need to crawl the toe a little further forward so we can sink into a bigger Anjaneyasana lunge. I don't want us to cave in. I don't want that hip too far back. I want you to think about pressing your pubic bone almost towards your front heel and pressing away from the ground with the blocks. Maybe even crawl those toes a little further forward, but still lifting out of the blocks, low belly up and in. Take a big inhale, big breath out. I'm almost pressing so much into the blocks that it's like I'm trying to lift my back knee off of the ground. Another big inhale, big breath out. Now from here, lightly round forward, tuck your back toe, take a breath, and use the blocks to lift yourself all the way up, finding a nice big lunge. And you might need to adjust the blocks when you do that, just kind of depends on your proportions. Square both hips, low belly in, press deeper into your left hand on the block, and take your right hand to your right hip. Now, all I want us to do from here is roll the shoulder and lift the heart and chest up. Think about pressing the palm into the block, finding length from your shoulders and either holding right here or maybe extending the hand up to the sky. You can wiggle out the finger. You can kind of move around in that shoulder joint if it feels nice. But press your back heel closer to the ground. Keep lifting the low belly up and in, actively pressing into that lovely little block. Take a big inhale. Set both hands back down. Take another breath. Drop the back knee down. Untuck or tuck the toe, totally your call, but we are going to press our hips back this time for a nice big monkey pose or half monkey pose, and you can walk the blocks in if that feels good. Again, actively press away, belly button in, and then take a little hinge forward. So it's not about dropping that head down, but instead I'm thinking about almost pressing my sitting bone towards the ground behind me. And I'm keeping my hands up on the block so I don't have to think about, forward folding or dropping down. Instead, it is really about lengthening through the back of the leg, not about my spine, not about that spot. You can kind of sway those hips side to side if it feels good. And then gracefully or not, we'll bring our leg back in. We'll step our opposite foot out. Adjust the blocks. Typically for me, kind of starting with them right about halfway in line with my front foot is good. You can always adjust. And then just as we did on the other side, take a moment here. Think of pressing away, belly button in. Maybe you crawl the foot further. Maybe we crawl those blocks a little further forward. Do whatever works for you. And you might even find it feels good to kind of sway or stretch or move. I'm all about finding your active, mobile pose rather than holding a static stretch. And again, I'm like pressing the front of my pubic bone almost towards that front heel so I can find a bigger stretch through my inner thighs. But, if we need to hinge our hips just back a little bit, that's always okay. Do what works for you. Now keep pressing into that lovely little block that we've got there. And as we feel ready, all we're going to do is tuck our back toe and lift the knee up using the hands. We can stay in that great big lunge. Maybe you notice, do you need to pull your inner thighs towards one another? Do you need to press that heel further back? Hand will come to hip. Roll the shoulder, look over. And then maybe if we want to lift up, I am still pressing into that block. I am reaching those fingertips high, and I'm taking a little fun little movement in my shoulder there. No hurry, no rush. Set the hand down, set the knee down, and then hinge back in our half monkey pose. And you can always crawl the foot forward or take the blocks a little closer to the body. I've got short arms, so I usually have to walk mine in a little bit. But I press into the blocks. I reach my sitting bones back. It's almost like I'm kind of tipping my pelvis forward so I can find that deeper stretch through the back of my leg. Big deep inhale. Great big breath out. Another big inhale. Great big sigh out. And then as you feel ready, rebend the knee. Go ahead and bring them both together. Move the blocks off to the side and find your child's pose once more. Let the head be heavy. Find that length through the back of the neck. And slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing, to seated pose. We are going to come onto our back and recline fully. And I want you to take that block once more and bring it between your inner thighs. Go ahead and give it a little squeeze, press your feet into the floor, and feel your low back touch the mat as you reach your hands overhead for a big, lovely stretch. Maybe reach longer through the right side or longer through the left side, whatever feels good for you. But eventually we'll take our hands down by our sides, and I've got mine a little further away from my hips so I can focus on keeping my spine nice and open, but you do whatever you need to. Belly button pulls up and in. Give the block a great big squeeze. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, I want you to pick up both legs, squeezing the block as you do so. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, squeeze the block, pick up the legs. Inhale, drop it down. Now notice as you lift and lower the legs, do your shoulders cave in? Does your low back peel away from the mat? We want to keep those places so still, so steady. 2 more. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, down. Last one, bring it up, pause. Now make sure your knees are over your hips. You're squeezing that block. Feet can be pointed, flexed, or soft. And then hands can still be by our sides, or they could be off in a low V or small T. But I do want you to keep those shoulders down the back. Now from here, flex the feet. And then on a count of 4, we're going to straighten our legs away from our body, squeezing our block as we do. Straighten 4, 3, 2, 1, in 4, 3, 2, 1, out 4, 3, 2, 1, in 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 more, slowly out, and pull it right back in. Last one, slowly out, pause, hold it right there, squeeze that block a little bit more, take a big deep inhale. Exhale, lift your toes or lift your heels straight up to the sky, really feeling your low back touch the mat. Inhale, drop the heels lightly down. Exhale, squeeze the block, pick the legs up, drop it right back down. 2 more, squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower. Last one, squeeze and lift. Hold it right there. Take the block between your thighs and set the feet down. Now hands will be holding the block, fingers pointing up to the sky. We're not gripping it. Instead, just have nice little blades and kind of give it a gentle squeeze and press those shoulders down to the ground. Belly button in, fingertips nice and long. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, I want you to fold from the sternum, lifting the heart and chest up and almost reaching the block over the knees. So we're not bringing it all the way down to the thighs. We're reaching it kind of above the horizon of your knees. Inhale, lower it back down without losing engagement in your low belly, your heels, your low booty. Take a big inhale. Exhale, tone the tummy, curl, reach the block up with you. Inhale, drop it all the way down. Exhale, pick it up. Inhale, lower it back down. 2 more. Exhale, pick it up. Pause. Hold right there. Reach those fingers a little bit further away. Take a great big full inhale. And I want you to fold just a little further up. Inhale, lower lightly down. Exhale, squeeze the block, lift up. Inhale, lower down. 3 more, squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower. 2 more, squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower. Last one, squeeze and lift, pause. Take a big full inhale. Exhale, let everything go. Take that block over the head, or you can just relax it behind you. Do imprint the spine again. Find that length. Take a full inhale. Exhale, let it go. We're going to take the block one more time and bring it underneath the right foot. And if you need to kind of adjust to get it there, that's okay. But this is a little bit funny because our feet are now out of alignment with one another, but we're going to work on keeping the hips even. So just take a moment, take a pause. You might need to adjust the block a little like I just did. And I want you to roll the shoulders back, point that nose up to the sky, and then inhale, press into the block, lifting both hips up. Now it would be easy to kind of let the right hip go further, but we want to keep both even with one another. Pressing deeply into both feet on the block and the floor, and then roll right back down. Lift the hips one vertebra at a time up, and roll right back down. 2 more times, up we go. Soften all the way down. Last one, lift up and pause. Think about toning those inner thighs towards one another, squeezing or kind of squishing the block with the back of the foot a little bit more. Take a big inhale. I want you to exhale, press into the block so much, just like we did at the start of class. You exhale, pick up the knee. Inhale, drop the knee. Exhale, squish the block, pick up the knee. Inhale, drop the knee. Last one, lift it up. Lower down, pause, even off the hips, take a breath, roll all the way down. Go ahead and move that block to the other side of your mat, so your left foot is now on it. Even out the hips, belly button up and in. Inhale, pick up the hips, find your lovely little bridge, and roll it right down. Lift up, find that lovely little bridge, and roll it right down. 2 more times at your own pace. No hurry, no rush. Last one, lift up, pause. Tone those inner thighs towards one another. Roll the shoulders back. Keep the nose pointing up to the sky. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, pick up the knee. Inhale, drop. Exhale, pick up the knee. Inhale, drop. 3 more. Exhale, pick up. Inhale, lower. Last one, pick it up. Inhale, lower, pause. Lift the hips higher, take a breath, and roll it down. Go ahead and move that block off to the side. Extend the hands and legs nice and far away from one another, and just relax for a minute. Maybe shake out the legs if that feels good. Go ahead and bend the knees again, and take a simple windshield wiper side to side. And then maybe cross the left leg over the right. It can be a great big cross, maybe more of a figure 4, do whatever works for you, but take your hands open to a T, bump your hips to the left, and drop your knees to the right. If that's too much, you can take a different variation of a supine twist. There are many ways to get this lovely torso twist. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. No hurry. Take a breath. I like to unravel my legs first and then come back to center. And then I will cross the other leg over. And then find that twist to the other side. And if you've got your blocks in the way like I do, maybe it's a little more of a supported twist. That's okay. And unravel. And then go ahead and bring your feet together, knees apart if that feels nice. And since we do have both of our blocks, I really enjoy for Shavasana to take the blocks kind of at an angle, supporting the thighs and the calf muscles, the backs of them, just to give me a little lift. Or if you're someone that often has a lot of tension In our low back with feet together, knees apart, one of my favorite things to do is actually just to take the blocks together and then let my feet recline on them, and I can kind of relieve some of that tension of the low back. It helps to have those heels lifted up just a wee bit higher right there. Close the eyes. Take an inhale on 1. Let go on 2. Breath in on 3. Release on 4. In your own mind, continue to count all the way up to 10. Allowing a little more of the outside world to fade away and your body to soften. I want to encourage you to invite a feeling of pride into your body, being so proud of everything your body accomplished for you today, everything it does for you each and every day. And spend the last few moments here on your mat, just inviting that feeling to flow through each and every breath. You can, of course, stay in your final resting pose for as long as you want to. But as you feel ready to move on with your day, you can, of course, find movement in your toes or your fingers. You can blink the eyes open, and if you still have your legs apart, I like to use my hands to help close them before I roll over to one side and make my way up to an easy seat. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed class. As always, give yourself a great big pat on the back, thanking yourself for doing something so good and just for you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you again.